Before we get started with today's video, we'd just like to offer you a free online evaluation of your property. If you're interested in knowing the value of your home, just go to vancouverhousevalues.net, fill out the form, and we will instantly email you out the value of your home. Before we get started with today's video, we'd just like to remind you, if you get any value out of these videos and you enjoy them, please either click on the like button, make a comment on our YouTube or Facebook page, and we would really appreciate that. So, market conditions in January continued to move along at near record pace levels. What's fueling this market are record low interest rates, a desire for people to move into areas where it's less populated, and also the other thing that's keeping it down, are low inventories. There's typically not enough product in most areas for both detached properties and condos and townhomes. So the normal business pattern that we'll see is in January and February, the market is a little slower coming in off of Christmas. By March, it starts to get busier, stays pretty busy through the middle of June, then it'll slow down in July and August. September, after Labor Day, it'll pick up again till the beginning or middle of December, and then we'll go through the same pattern again. Well, forget all of that. Last year changed everything around in real estate like it did with everything else. So what we've seen since the beginning of 2020 is January and February were slow last year like they typically are, and the markets were really ramping up in March pre-COVID. By the second, third week of March, we were starting to see COVID get pretty serious and things got shut down. And what that did is it made the second half of March and April pretty much non-existent. We had record low numbers of sales during those 2 months last year. By May, the market started to pick up again, and by June, it was rolling along and at record numbers. Last summer was much busier than a normal summer is. It kept up through the fall, and it even kept going right through Christmas this year. I have colleagues of mine that were telling me they sold 2 and 3 houses on Christmas week, which is a time when there's usually no business at all. And then that just continued right through the month of January as well. We've still got many areas where they're experiencing multiple offers on properties again. So on the west side, 30% of all the detached houses that sold in January sold with multiple offers. Now, normally, the lower you get in the market, the more multiple offer situations you'll get in. And I'm going to come back to that in a few minutes. That's not so much the case right now. It's the detached housing market that is seeing way more multiple offers than the condo townhouse market. As I said, the west side, 30% of the houses, the most expensive market in Greater Vancouver, sold with multiple offers. And 3 houses over $4 million asking prices sold with multiple offer. We haven't seen that since pre-2016 for things like that to happen before the foreign buyer's tax was implemented. On the east side of Vancouver, 48% of the houses sold. In Ladner, 50% of the houses sold with multiple offers in January. Tawasin, 27%, and Richmond, 23%. Now, if you'd like some information on any of these other areas, I can provide them for you, but I just don't want to stand up here and ramble off a bunch of numbers over and over. So let's talk about the condo market now and look at the difference. So the west side condo market, 30% of the condos and townhomes that sold last month had multiple offers. That then in the east side, 28%. Downtown, only 15%. The most active condo market in the lower mainland usually only had 15% of the properties sell with multiple offers, and most of those were not the entry-level stuff. And the entry-level stuff, I mean below $700,000, was not where we were seeing the multiple offers. We saw it in the mid-range and even in some of the higher-priced condos. Ladner, 33%, Tawasin, 11%, and Richmond, 15%. So with all of these things happening, what's happened through the last part of last year is there was a bunch of inventory because it had been slower in previous times, and that inventory needed to be worked off. So prices haven't been shooting up, but I think if we see an active spring here, we're going to start to see some real dramatic increases in prices all over. We've seen it spotty in certain areas, and I'm going to touch on that for a bit. So interesting. These are the places in the Greater Vancouver Regional District that had the highest increases in property values over the last 12 months. The big winner, Bowen Island. 30% it rose in the last 12 months. If you bought a house in Bowen Island last January, it's worth 30% more than it was worth last year. The Sunshine Coast up 27%. So those are the two areas that have shown the greatest increase in value. Interesting to know that they are not nearly as populated as the areas around Greater Vancouver. The ones that are more that you can drive to around here, Maple Ridge, Pitt Meadows, Port Coquitlam, and Ladner all appreciated about 15% over the last 12 months. It's going to be interesting times for the rest of the year to see how this pans out and where we're at 6-8 months from now. So if you have any questions about where the market may be going, please feel free to, again, to make a comment below. Either like our page, our YouTube channel, or our Facebook page. I'm Jamie Hooper with Remax Crest, and I look forward to speaking with you again soon.